the NBA 2K21.
Rhetorical question, but...
Spectacular side as we approach our broadcast, and let's go straight. Guys, David, once again, great stuff. Thank you. Break the glitz and glamour calling Che.
And we've seen a handful of players dabble in Hollywood with mixed success. You just hope it doesn't distract Che from his development process, which has been firing on all cylinders.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then there's Luka Doncic. Then it's Porter. And it's George in at point guard. And for the Magic, at the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fultz and Ross pair up to make the backcourt. And it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. Doris, early on, every team trying to establish a winning attitude. And now you find out if that can carry through the rigors of an entire regular season.
No doubt, Kevin. I think if you can establish some winning early, that can go a long way toward building momentum, building confidence, especially if you have a young team or if you're a veteran team who has aspirations to be champions. So much at stake early.
Good point. And the shot goes in from Fultz.
Well, terrific to see Markelle Fultz knock it down, looking more and more assertive in the mid-range.
Here's George in the game against Toronto. Very impressive.
Oh, beautiful looking shot. I mean, when you can hit it from that deep, wow.
Now here's Fultz. Not a lot of room. Isaac. The basket good off the assist from Fultz.
Well, 6'10", but don't tell him he doesn't shoot with range. That is nicely done by Jonathan Isaac.
George, that's a 2-pointer. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
Boy, 4 for 4 to get things started. Must have been a good shoot-around this morning.
Now here's Fultz. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Heat in Miami.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
Boy, a burst of speed from Terrence Ross, his athleticism shining on that particular drive.
And they pick up 2.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
Now here's Fultz, defended by George. To the paint, it's stolen by Marjanovic. A pass to Porzingis, up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Oh, go get it, big fella. Porzingis with the skyscraper.
Orlando, they've gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Stolen by George, and it's the Mavericks on the break. And a miss there on the triple. Now Isaac. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Miami.
And don't discount the defensive presence, guys. He racked up 3 blocks for the game.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Now, here's George. He's got 8. Marjanovic kicks to Porter. Rebounded by Vucevic.
Unbelievable. He blew that look, guys. No clue what went wrong there.
No good from Ross. And Doris, given how much of last season he missed and how early he came into the league, Porzingis a lot younger than people think.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. Think about it. He becomes an all-star at the age of 22 and already one of the more recognizable faces in the league. It is truly scary to think that in a few years, KP could be miles better than where he is today.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
Well, with Kristaps Porzingis, you love not only the skill, but the passion he plays with. You would never use the descriptor passive with this guy.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Mohamed Bamba, he's checked in for Vucevic. Anthony comes in for Isaac. Trier, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. And Cook subbed in for Fultz. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Powell, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Maxi Kleber comes in for Porzingis. Hardaway's checked in for Porter. And it's Seth Curry in for Doncic. And it goes down 2 points. And with Porzingis, as Doris, you mentioned, that energy he has is contagious.
Well, he is the prototypical modern NBA big, right? Porzingis can run the floor in transition. He can face up and shoot with range. He can put it on the deck, and he can play out of the post. What more could you ask?
The Mavericks shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
Both good from the line that time.
You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
Cook looking it over. Pass to Bamba. Here is Cook, defended by George. 6 to shoot. Here's Trier. The Mavericks pull it in. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
Yeah, they were able to maintain focus in a hostile environment, and that led to taking shots that made sense.
Well, I'm sure they're still enjoying that one. You love going into a tough building, tough place to play, and shooting the lights out. Nothing like silencing the crowd.
Here's Anthony after the made shot from George. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Anthony with it. Over Hardaway. Misses the jumper. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. The Mavericks on top. They're up by 7. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Anthony. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Aaron Gordon. Ross is checked in for Alonzo Trier. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for Cook. Fultz and Ross pair up to make the backcourt. Bamba is out there with Isaac, and it's Vucevic in at the 5 roaming the paint. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. They get the rebound. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
From deep, George. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
And that gets him going here in the second after hitting 2 from long range in that first.
Now here's Fultz. He's tightly guarded. No good. That's miss number 2 against 3 makes from the field. Mavericks leading by 4. Ross with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Fultz has got it. Bamba dishes to Ross. A 3-ball. Fultz, no good.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Stolen by George. 1:05 left now here in the second. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Floats it up for Doncic. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And, Greg, you want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game, and they didn't do that defensively.
One thing you know, Greg, is you've got to pack your defense in the suitcase if you're going to win on the road, and they simply did not bring it. There's 45 seconds left in the first half of the game.
Will it go? Shot is good, and the Mavericks' lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Isaac.
This is encouraging to see Jonathan Isaac finish through contact. He obviously will fill out that frame and add some weight, but the balance really impressive.
The three from George. Another three for Dallas.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
And Greg, you know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And the pass to Bamba. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Yeah, great anticipation of where the open man was going to be, and Terrence Ross finds him immediately. That's really pretty.
A nice shot by George.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. It's been one outstanding game from George.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Marjanovic. Porter is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Doncic, and it's George in at the point guard position. Just 5 on the clock. Count it, good. George has got the lead up to 12 now for the Mavs. Doris, great scoring is often reliant upon great football. And we hear coaches, don't we, talk about that all the time?
We really do, Kev. You look at a guy like Kyrie Irving, who at the point guard position is one of the great scorers. He's a clutch shooter. He doesn't go to the free throw line a lot, and it's because he's so elusive. Can finish left and right, puts a lot of English on his shots. DeMar DeRozan gets separation with incredible footwork, and maybe the best in the league right now in terms of his footwork. That tap dancing James Harden, which is just nearly impossible to check.
Oh, I love those names, and you're so right. And it's fun to watch. What a skill. Fultz, the pass to Ross. Vucevic up top. Back to Ross. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Basket, good. 14 points for Markelle Fultz.
Right now, Markelle Fultz playing with a level of determination, grit, and perhaps most importantly, confidence.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Well, this is a chess match. Looking ahead a few moves and trying to execute toward that.
Orlando making some changes. Anthony's checked in for Isaac. Lonzo Trier comes in for Terrence Ross. And Cook subbed in for Fultz. Dallas also making some changes. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Otto Porter Jr. And Curry subbed in for Doncic. That one goes. Count it. And it's 7 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Well, if you let Melo get his feet set, turn the lights off.
Passes to Kleber. Back to George. Launches a three. Dallas again missing.
In the first half, he was on fire from range, but he hasn't knocked one down since.
Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 4 assists now tonight. The Magic trail by 12. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Here's Cook over George. Here's Trier, guarded by Curry. Fires from the line. The Mavericks pull it in. They're off to San Antonio after this game, bringing their show to the AT&T Center. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip.
And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
That's got to be a little bit deflating to the defense, guys. Getting kicked when you're down. My goodness.
Outside Gordon. There's the three. He doesn't hit that one. And it's Dallas the other way. Doris, 4 years and $76 million for Aaron Gordon. Good money if you can get it.
No doubt, Kevin. And in today's NBA, Aaron Gordon is well worth it. This guy is on the upswing of his career. He's got plenty of room for growth. Tremendous athlete and getting more and more skilled.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Without question, George is playing his skills today.
Yeah, I think they've got to be talking about just guarding him a little more tightly on the perimeter or keep the ball out of his hands as much as possible, period. That's about the only way you're going to cool this guy off.
Bamba is checked in for the Magic. Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Here's Anthony. Another miss by Orlando.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
George looking over the floor. Here's Kleba, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
And, Greg, you know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
Anthony dishes to Bamba. Here is Cook, guarded by Hardaway. There's Trier with the three. It's rebounded by Dallas. Dallas with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now, and the basket is good.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Gordon, the pass to Cook. Got a piece of it.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Back to George. On the wing, Hardaway. For the three. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 7th assist in the game.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks in very good. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. Gordon and Bamba, the combo inside. Fultz and Ross pair up to make the backcourt. And it's Isaac in at the three. That's who's out there for Orlando. Doncic against Ross. To the left wing. Shoots. Fultz, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And Marjanovic with the slam.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
And he has shown a terrific feel for how the defense is playing him and then taking advantage of that.
And the rejection by Marjanovic. Now, here's George, guarded by Fultz. From deep. George, no good. And it's Fultz with the ball for Orlando. We're seeing some great shooters with length, tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now, but when you look in your crystal ball, Doris, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
That second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
And he banks in the layup.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Mavs.
Dallas has gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. And here's George for 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Stolen by George. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Oh, and there's the alley-oop and the dunk by Powell.
Kevin, how about the ups of Dwight Powell? He's making these lobs look easy.
And so here's Orlando. Knocked loose. Stolen by George. And it's George finishing it off.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Ross against Doncic. And the rejection by Marjanovic. And George, here we go. Pass to Powell. Porter kicks to George. Pass to Powell. Shot clock at 6. Down low. That's good for George on the assist by Doncic. George has got 12 points now in the quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Dallas.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for George.
You can do a lot to change a game other than scoring, and it was his quick hands on the defensive end that put them in the driver's seat.
Here's the 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question, GA. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Ross with a wide open look. The Magic again can't hit.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
And here's George. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. So it's the Mavericks now. So no problem for Dallas. This one was over before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.
Hey, what's up? This is Kenny here, man. I just wanted to congratulate you first on a great win, but You guys have been dominating, and specifically you, during this stretch. What you got to do to keep this going?
Appreciate it, man. Thanks, big dog. You played good too, bro. Whoa. Appreciate you, bro. Just gotta keep this intensity, you know? That's all I'm trying to do.